This week on Archery 101, we're on a field trip for the penultimate step of our shot cycle, the release. All right, everybody, here we are, Blue Mountain Sportsman's facility here in Westchester County, New York. You can hear gunfire, can't help it. It's a Friday afternoon, my day off. It's the only place that I have open. We're talking about shot cycle. I'm going to review it real quick. What you got to do, right? Hopefully I'll be able to hit the target. Just to show everybody today how effective a shot cycle can be. See what I'm shooting here? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Fiberglass bow, 30 pounds. Alright, so the first thing you do, as we discussed, set your stance. Then, knock an arrow. Boom. Set your hook. Set your grip. Do your setup. Draw, anchor, load. And release. That's it. That is your shot cycle. Boy, if I could speak, would help. Alright, so now we're going to talk about what is a release. Alright, everybody, hope the class got your sunglasses on and your bug spray, because it's been nothing but rain here for the past 2 weeks in New York. Yes, I know my glasses are crooked. There you go. And the fellers are. Alright, releases. There's basically two types, and dynamic and static. Another way to look at it is, does the string come off your fingers, or does your fingers come off the string? It's really a matter of semantics if you have proper back pressure. I use a dynamic release. I got a turkey, which if anybody follows my archery channel knows I have a hard time hitting. And I will try to demonstrate a dynamic release, and then I will demonstrate a dead release. Right? I'm going to do two from the back, and hopefully two from the side. And I don't normally shoot with glasses on, but I'm going to try it. Dynamic, see how the hand came back here? Alright, let's try static, if I can do a static. It's been a long time. You notice my two arrows are almost in the exact same spot. Alright, so what does that tell you? How much of a difference is there? Not much, so it pretty much comes down to personal preference. Now let's see if we can do it from the side for you. Alright, up first is the dynamic release. My God, was that a dynamic release? You're not going to believe this, but it hit exactly where the other one that I filmed from behind did with a dynamic release. Alright, that one went a little higher than the other, but you know what? All of them were good shots. So there is your dynamic and your static release or dead release. Now, vast majority of archers use a dynamic release, all right? I mean, it's like the left-handed thing, 90% versus 10%. But D. Wayne Martin, who's probably at the top of his game in the traditional archery world, uses that one of the most dead releases you'll see. It can be done. Again, whatever works for you. Don't go by what some guy on YouTube says, right? Test it and find it out for yourself, all right? Next up, we're going to talk about some key points of the releases. Alright, class, now that we know the different types of releases, or two of them, static and dynamic, let's give you some key points. First thing I want to tell you, and it's so true, A poor release is rarely that. How can that be? Because a poor release is nothing more than the result of variations in the steps previous in your shot cycle. All right? How can you have a poor release if you do everything else right? And that's what we're going to talk about in a little bit, right? So just remember that in your head. I can't tell you how many oh man, I had a bad release. Oh man, I had a bad release. Well, that's just placing blame. Why did you have that bad release? So I got a deer out there. He's out there. He's over 20. Shooting a 30-pound fiberglass bow from the 60s. All right. We'll give him a shot, and I'm going to hopefully be able to demonstrate to you and let you see some of the things, what I was talking about, to show you what I meant about bad releases being affected by everything else. That just totally sucks because I lost my train of thought, but hey, you got to live with it. All right, 20 plus. Set my hook. Set my grip. Set my hip. Alright, got him. First try, right? How do we know it's first try? Well, because I said it so. Why should I lie to you? Alright. 3 types of mistakes on your release. The first one is plucking. Alright? And plucking is normally caused by this elbow being out of position. So I will now attempt the same shot, but I will not have my elbow in the right spot. Alright. And I went low. Full draw. But see what out here? One, I didn't get full draw because my elbow wasn't in the right spot. But when my elbow's here and I pull it back, my hand comes out and away. But when your elbow's in line with the bow, it travels like that. So if you're plucking, you think you're plucking, check your elbow position. That's the first thing you should check. The elbow, see my bow? Here, I'll put my bow here. Well, actually, you can see right behind my head. See how my elbow's not in line? Now it's in line. All right? We want the forearm, straight line, through the arrow to the hand. That's not a straight line. That is what causes plucking. The next one, a lot of people do, is called creeping. And no, that's not a guy in a rubber suit or a trench coat. Creeping is usually the result of inadequate back tension. All right? So you get here, you got everything set, but then you relax and it collapses inward. That's what people call by collapsing, what they mean by collapsing. So you want to keep that outward expansion, that Superman feeling, right? It's me man, right? You want that feeling. You don't want me, don't hit me. All right? So, I will now try to demonstrate creeping. I'm fully locked. And I shot low, hit him in the leg. And that's usually what happens when you creep, is you shoot lower than you normally do. Now the last one is my personal favorite, which I am guilty of. And that is the rocket assist, I call it, or throwing. It's me trying to help the arrow down. And this is mainly caused by having a lack of control over your shot cycle. I just hope I don't lose an arrow on this one. So you're here. Your mind's running 100 miles per second. You go, fly! I hit him, but I hit him in half. You notice how I went wide off to one side? My friend, those are the 3 most common ones, and I gave you some reasons why they can be caused. Yeah, they can be caused by other reasons, all right? But those are the primary ones that I found. So if you're experiencing plucking, it's your elbow. If you're experiencing your arrow dropping low, creeping, back tension. And if you're experiencing the rocket assist, the be free technique, as I also call it, it's because you're lacking mental control of your shot cycle. All right? Up next, we're going to cover about the different ways to protect your hands and how it affects your release. All right, everybody, in the archery world, a lot of debates on different things. And one, as it pertains to your shot cycle, tab versus glove. To me, personal preference. I shoot both. There are differences, but I don't think there's that much of a difference. What I like about a tab, easy on, easy off. I can use my hand if I so desire. And it allows the string to get just a wee bit closer to my face. And I also can feel a little bit more because I'm using fingertip, you know, bare to my body. Man, they actually put this deer pretty close, and now I'm going to blow this shot. But I'll shoot one with each, and I'll let you know. So when I shoot a tab, I'm going to try to show you something. When I shoot, all right, I actually go past, they say here. That's where you should end up. So I start here. I start here, like that, and I close my fingers, just like that. And then, as I pull, my fingers open up, and it goes to that spot. All right? So it's like that, totally closed. You can see my fingers are pressing against the plate. Little something I stumbled on my own. I don't know if everybody else does that, but man, it's really helped. All right, so I get my fingers closed, bring it up to target, set my shoulders, set my hips, draw, anchor, load, and let go. And I did a bad shot, but all right, talking way too much. All right, so do one more without talking. A little better. Now, gloves. The other thing about the other debate is thick or thin material, that is. I like thick gloves because I have wimpy hands and man, I can feel it on my fingers. So now let's try to give him this glove. Now how I grip my string and everything is slightly different with the glove because my fingers aren't there. I'm actually touching with the leather. So again, I try to go past it. As you can see, I can't do the heavy material. I can't do that, so I don't have to go a whole lot past it. My hand mainly rotates around it now. As you can see, no real difference, right? So glove or tabs, up to you. Play with them, find out which one you like more. I know a lot of target archers prefer the tabs. Hunters prefer the gloves. I like both. I like the glove for my heavy bows, my 50-pounders, or near 50s. Yeah, I tried to change where I aim. Shouldn't have done that, huh? All right. Glove, tab. Choice is yours, but it can affect your shot cycle because there's slight variations and things that your mind does pick up. All right. On to the next step. All right. At the next target. Hopefully we'll get away from the gunshots because I got a couple more things to share with you before I dismiss class. All right, everybody. In archery, if you want to start a fight, an argument, or you want to set people off, you want to tweak them, irk them, whatever you want to call it, there's three things you talk about. One, what is traditional archery? They'll all go off because some people got some credible beliefs on that and some very, very deeply held beliefs on that. The second one is aiming. You want to get people going, talk about aiming. Just tell somebody that instinctive is aiming. Oh yeah, you get a fight on that one. And the third one is eye dominance and its importance. All right. Some people believe it should be the same size. Some people believe cross-eyed. Some people believe this. Some people believe that. Now, there's a lot of information out there, and unfortunately, most of it's not based on anything. Let me give you some background on me. First shot in the 1970s with my father and my brothers. Everybody in my family is right-handed except for me. I am left-handed. So, guess what they had for a bow? They all had right-handed bows. Now, my dad was not going to go out and buy me a bow and not my two brothers. So I learned how to shoot right-handed. Now, I didn't hear about eye dominance. Nobody back in the 70s was talking about it. Out in the Midwest, okay, out in the farmlands where I lived. So I just shot, and I learned to shoot right-handed, all right? Then about 4 or 5 years ago, I pinched a nerve in my right hand, lost all feeling in that finger for about 6 months. So I thought I'd give left-handed shooting a try. And took some adjustment, and now I can shoot really well left-handed. And it's not because of eye dominance. I can go back and forth, all right? I'm gonna start a fight, but that's okay. Just listen, don't argue, listen, read, and make your own decision. That's all I ask. Studies have shown, and I will put the links to it down in the description below. Studies have shown and proven that the dominant eye can and does switch sides. Eye dominance, depending on who you talk to, is only important in monocular vision, single-eyed, not binocular, double-eyed. Now, there's some people out there, some world champion pistol shooters, who say it's the other way. It's more important bino than it is mono. All right? But you got to know, what does the dominant eye do? All the dominant eye does is the primary eye that the brain takes information from. The other eye is still good, and there's some tricks to it, and we're going to get that another day. So if you're like me, if I can shoot left-handed and right-handed pretty good, you're just saying, oh, well, you don't have a problem. The odds of me being that person is so small that it's just pretty ridiculous even to claim that. The percentage of the population that can do that, now if only 10% of us, lefties in the world, 10% of us is lefties, the number of ambidextrous ones is less than 1%. Now, out of how many billions of people on this planet that I'm one of those ambidextrous people, which I'm not, I can't write right-handed. I throw right-handed, but I don't throw left-handed. And the reason I did that, because as a kid, if I didn't have a glove, everybody was right-handed, so I just learned to throw right-handed. So I guess my point is, if you're going to learn, don't worry about it and just do it, all right? Don't pay attention to all the people telling you that you can't do it. Just do it. Got a turkey out here. I'm going to shoot left and right-handed. And you're going to enjoy this, because left-handed is 3 under, right-handed split, left-handed gap, right-handed instinctive. All right, let's see what we got. 15, 20 yards, if that. Not bad. Now, quick changeover. Right-handed, I will admit I'm not as good. I don't practice it. I was getting good until I got hurt. I also have a video. You go on my Facebook 3D Archery page, you'll see me shooting back and forth, one arrow left-handed, one arrow right-handed, back and forth. Alright, let's see, this is my right hand. Rotate over. Like I said, I don't shoot right-handed much, so please forgive me. Tell me about eye dominance. They're right next to each other. All right? If you believe in it, fine. But do the research first. All right? Just because you deny it doesn't mean the facts aren't real. Studies have shown dominant eye can and does switch. There's studies on darts where if people work long enough, they'll be able to adapt. The human mind is better than what you think it is. Give it a little more credit. All right? I'll step off my little preaching platform now, and we'll go back to training you. All right, boys and girls, back on my platform. Left eye, right eye, and they're almost touching. How can that be if I got a dominant eye? Dominant eye theory means one of them would have been left, one of them would have been right. How did that happen? All right, I'm going to show you up close how close together these two were. 2/8. Here's the bullseye right here. Not bad, right? Not bragging. I'm just trying to get the point across that don't stress it out. Work through it. The human mind's an amazing thing. All right, breaking you off of here. Go into drone mode. There. Alright everybody, our next step, and before I go ahead, let me tell you about my little rambling there in the last one. Yeah, I'm passionate about it because I can't tell you how many times people have put out false information that they swear is real because somebody told them this, somebody told them that. Well, people have told me that 911 was a conspiracy. People have told me that the earth is flat and all this other stuff. Doesn't mean it's true. All I'm trying to say to you is research it on your own, make your own decision. You know, I'll live with that, but just spouting what somebody else says, I'm not a fan of. So don't ever repeat what I say. Go find out. My whole series here is about you learning some things and trying it for yourself. If you like it, keep it. If not, throw it away. Alright, if you're going to use a dynamic release, it's really important what happens once you release it. Now, everybody has different words for it, so don't get hung up on the terminology. Jeff Kavanaugh and Grizzly Jim, they call it your second anchor. A lot of people call it follow-through. Alright? Whatever. But it's important to do. And what it is when you let go, this hand should travel backwards. Now here's the deal. It has to be an unconscious effort, not a conscious one. It's a result of proper back tension. So if you let go of the string and your hand doesn't move, there's a great sign you don't have back tension. If you got to let go and then pull it back, that's telling you don't have back tension. And I can't tell you how many people I see do that. So I'll show you the different ones. And I use it a lot because it'll tell me, as I choke myself here, whether I had good back tension or not, right? I'm trying to get sunglasses down my back. And you can see all the bugs in the thing. Alright, so I'm getting set up for my shot. I'm going to go through my shot cycle, right? I'll move up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. When I'm doing in my setup, I'm getting my target information. That was good. It came right back to where it wanted. One thing to remember, which we told you on the loading phase, is to keep pulling. Don't stop pulling. Now I'm going to show you how I see a lot of people do it. Over exaggeration, but that's what it looks. It's exactly what it looks like. All right. Let's try it again. I'm just going to do whatever happens, happens. How's that? It didn't come back that far, but it's still good back tension. And for me, it's usually like when it's way back here, means I had really nice back tension. All right, take another shot. That was a good shot. Look where the hand is. By the way, I'm shooting like split vision instinctive double gap death shot. I shoot how I shoot. I don't care. I know the gap, but I don't really think about it. And so you're going to see my shoulder. I'm trying to roll them backwards. Let's try it again. You see my shoulders are up. This one's down. Up. Roll them back down. That's loading. Bad. Hit the animal with every one. All pretty close, even not eights. Maybe 2 ain't an 8. There you go. Natural. Natural. Don't force it. Alright. Next one we're going to review. We're going to dismiss class so we can get out here and enjoy the beautiful sunshine and some awesome 3D archery. Alright class. This is it. Final thing, we're going to review, let you go, and I want you to get out there on this course today, start shooting, and having some fun, and let's get better. The release, the penultimate step of your shot cycle. There's 2 types of releases, right? Dynamic, static. Right? Pretty simple. Tab, glove, it's up to you. Eye dominance, up to you. You can let that get in your way or not. You're going to overcome it, you're going to use it as a crutch. Alright? Find out for yourself, do for yourself. Work everything you learned. All I can say. You shoot how you want, but if you're not getting the results that you want, got to change something. What are you going to change? Bows, arrows? How many times are you going to keep changing that? It's not the equipment. It's the operator. Got a little target? Time for me to practice my shot cycle. Something was funky on that one. All right, boys and girls. Consistency. Not a bad group. I had 4 so close to each other, fit in the palm of your hand, right? Gotta love it. All right, let's work that anchor. We got some targets out here today. We got a beautiful day. Why don't you get out there and practice and let's get better. Thanks for watching. And next week will be our final episode on the steps of the shot cycle. I'm going to wrap it all up and send you on your own.